As a man growing up, there were movies, and movies that would have titles like Stephen King's It, Carrie. The movie had to be marketed with the author's name so I'd know if I wanted to watch it or not. And in this one instance, Colleen Hoover's Regretting You, since I knew the name and I knew some drama, was marketed to me.
What's going on, everybody? This your boy King Germ, one half of Pod and Saved Our Marriage. Each and every Friday, Queen Germ and myself drop an episode to show the people how Pod and Saved Our Marriage. Now, we're not like most married couples. Most of the time we disagree, but that's the beauty of the show. So, when you get through listening to Sparrows on the Review, come give us a listen. Each and every Friday on any DSP, go look for Pod and Saved Our Marriage.
Well,
I'm Stacey.
I'm JR.
And are we regretting this?
Not me.
Well, Regretting You by Colleen Hoover. So, this is on my TBR. To be read. Why'd you give me that look? You didn't know what that meant?
Nah, like, listen, I'm going to be honest with y'all. I'm from Virginia, so I'm kind of country. All I heard was PBR.
T.
And I ain't talking about the ride, I'm talking about the beer.
Nah, that's just nasty. And, you know, I just never got around to reading it because I hadn't found it in half-price books yet or McKay's.
Shout out to them.
I love them.
Oh, yeah.
Used bookstores, you can find new books, whatever. See our previous episode and we'll let you know how that went.
Right.
But I seen the cast in this and I'm like, okay, I'm excited about this. The two younger ones, I've seen stuff with both of them in it. McKenna Grace, she was the one in. We watched a movie with her. Do you remember?
Not really.
Five Nights at Freddy's 2.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
And she was in The Housemaid's Tale.
Never watched that.
Okay. Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember her.
Probably not.
Okay.
I'll cut to the chase on the cast. I know Dave Franco because he's James Franco's little brother. And knowing the voice, they're not the same, but I've seen Dave in enough stuff with the whole comedy troupe that they're part of that I was like, okay. Now,
I bet you remember him from Scrubs.
No.
No.
He only had a small role on there.
Okay. And then Mason Thames from The Black Phone. In The Black Phone 2.
Okay, yeah.
So he was one that I remembered. But as we were watching this, I didn't realize that's where I remembered him from.
Okay.
So, you know, Stacey moment.
So, real quick thing. How this movie came across my desk. I don't know how Stacey knew about it or found out about it because she did not, and I have true record inside of my TikTok. She never sent me anything on TikTok about this.
How you know? You don't read my TikToks.
I went through so I could.
You don't watch my videos. You even told me. I don't know why you send me stuff on TikTok anymore. I don't watch your videos.
But look, I was able to verify that she didn't tell me about this. Now, this is crazy. I didn't know it was a Colleen Hoover because it was just called Regretting You. And I had a choice between this movie and some movie about people we go on vacation with or something. And I'm in my hands. I'm like, I can do a rom-com. And I didn't know it wasn't a rom-com because the way it looks like it's going to be a rom-com. Like, if you look at the movie poster, that shit looks just like a rom-com. So I'm like, okay, I'm about to get something funny.
Okay, so I hadn't read the books, obviously, and I still haven't. Going into this, I felt the dad did something flagrant. And I thought that this boy that his daughter was falling in love with was going to turn out to be his son.
Oh, snap. It's untwisted.
And I don't want to say what actually happens because, you know, that'll ruin everything. But it kept me entertained for a few seconds in the beginning. But as it caught on and went on, I don't know if that's how it was in the books. But in the movie, it was very obvious.
Right. Almost too obvious. I hate
Yeah.
to say that.
Yeah.
Now, one thing I want to know is, how did you actually know about this movie?
Okay. So I'm going to have to go back and listen to the episode unless anybody out there remembers. When we were talking about the Colleen Hoover, uh, It Ends With Us stuff, I I told you, I don't remember if it was in the episode or later on, that she had 2 more movies coming out.
But you didn't know what they were, right?
No, I said it was Regretting You and Verity. I
Okay.
said I don't know anything about Regretting You yet. And then who all's going to be in it? I said, but there's rumors that Anne Hathaway is going to be in Verity. I think was it Anne Hathaway?
Maybe.
I don't know.
So, real quick thing I want to say here. Shout out to Paramount. Shout out to everybody that was involved in this movie. Now, this is the thing about me. I do not pay attention to actual movie theater releases. That's one thing I want to clarify and clear up here real quick. Because that doesn't mean a hill of beans to me. Because if I see a movie poster or we're riding through Spencer and we see a poster and we're like, we might want to watch this. Or if we're wherever we are and we just get the urge to like, oh, let me go see a movie. Like Randy Savage. We'll go see it. This movie came out very quiet to me.
Right.
And learning about the release date and now, like when I actually received the movie, I was happy that this movie had a little bit of shelf life. That is the most scariest thing for me with movies nowadays. And I'm not going to go on a whole tangent because you can just listen to WB Uncommonplace for all that crap. But the thing is, like, this movie had some time. It had holidays to go through. You know, you got it before Halloween. You had it through Thanksgiving, and you definitely had it through Christmas. So it wasn't like this was one of those things that you just didn't know about, because it eventually made its rounds on TikTok. And interesting enough to me, when this movie made its rounds on TikTok, it was already being released for on demand. And that's where I think this movie honestly picked up its legs.
Well, see, I think what it was is that there was a lot surrounding her first movie release. So either it didn't just show up within our algorithm, or they decided to do this one quietly because there were no issues or problems. You know, this is all just speculation, but that's what it felt like to me. Like there was no politics involved with this as far as I know. So it made it seem simpler.
Okay, and I can run with that. I like the instance of that. And everybody that was involved in making this movie, shout out to you all. And this movie did some great numbers here. It was fairly impressive to me because in this day and market, it's hard to get people to go to the theaters.
Right.
And it's hard to get a worldwide deal with money.
Right. So 30 million budget, 90.5 million box office.
Damn. So yeah, that's
So I mean, it still doubled. I mean, it tripled, right?
Yeah.
369, yeah. The critical responses were crazy. 28% on Rotten Tomatoes. The website's consensus reads regrettable all around.
Oh, snap. What them boys at Metacritic say?
33 out of 100.
God.
But CinemaScore gave it a B.
So are you down with CinemaScore now? I think they're questionable still, because
I just think all of them are questionable, but I like to talk about them.
Can I throw a little bit in here?
Hold on. So you asked if I agreed with them. I don't disagree with CinemaScore here. The cast was great. The acting was fairly good. Very predictable. Like we guessed very well what was going to happen. And especially coming from someone that hasn't read the books or seen a lot of it beforehand. You know, like where's the little bit of where's the little bit of suspense there.
True.
So I can see why it only got a B, but I don't agree with Rotten Tomatoes because like it wasn't 28% bad.
What about Metacritic's 33 out of 100?
I mean that's still an F basically, right?
Yeah, that's a horrible F.
Yeah. I mean I disagree with Metacritic too. I mean, if anything, this deserved about a 75% or better. I mean, no, it doesn't. I don't think it hits 90% good or whatever, but it deserves at least a C at somewhere in that area
Okay.
in the realms of Stacey thinking.
Okay. Now, let me throw this out here to certain people, and this may rub some people the wrong way. Me being a film critic all these years and watching things, this movie did what it needed to do. It gave Colleen Hoover the confidence, and it gave the world the way that things need to go for her. The critical response is because of the first movie. The people are not giving this a chance. And I'm telling you this because the narrative that gets painted on TikTok and you hear later in music, because the story of this is still carried on in popular music and with people. And when it's carried out in popular music, one of the most popular artists in the world it doesn't have anything to do with this, but has a very famous song that involves a lady that was involved in the first movie. People get to the point where they're like, hey, they just cancel people automatically. And I'm almost starting to think, and I'm a real person that I would just tell you if the movie sucks. Like, I don't have no reason. Like, if you say Madam Web, I tell you my true opinion.
Right.
So this movie was solid. Was this something that I think was tailored to the streaming audience? No, I think it was a movie that people need to go to the theaters and see. But I do think inside of the whole ball that's Paramount. Paramount is gearing up to let this lady run rampant with movies.
Right. I think she does good with Paramount. I mean, I think if most of her movies center around the same, atmosphere, because I feel like this one and It Ends With Us were kind of, I feel like they could belong in the same universe in a sense. So if that's how all of her books are, like they basically revolve in a universe, I can see them being released on Paramount.
Okay.
This way.
And the thing that I wanted to add it in there was this thing. Think of it like this for people that are from my generation of Stacey's. This is this generation's Diane Steele, and it's starting that way.
Okay.
So if it's going to be that way, and Diane Steele has had movies here and there, TV movies and different things. Now, I will say this: what will end up happening in the future, and I don't mean this in a mean way. Eventually, her movies will start going to TV to movie, if that's still around, or it'll be like a direct Netflix type deal at some point. And the reason that that'll happen is because being in the narrative of what she's doing, you spend a lot of money on the first few movies and then you move on. You get it compartmentalized to where it makes sense and everything keeps going. The cast in this movie amazing. Everything that went on with this movie great. I'm not going to blab anymore. I'm just going to say this real thing. If you didn't know what the movie was about and you looked at the movie poster, you're going to think it's a rom-com.
I know, yes. And so this movie, it's real life. Like you watch this movie and I don't know about you, but I feel like this happened to somebody in real life.
Yes.
Like this is somebody's story. And not saying that she got it from somebody, but there's people out there that don't know that this is the life that they could have been living, or that this is the life that whatever, I don't know. But it's just crazy. So on that note, we want to thank everybody for tuning in. Thank you for all of the support that you have shown us over on Threads and in this podcast in general. If you don't mind and have time, leave us a comment and then head on over to Facebook and give us a follow.
So I'm JR.
And I'm Stacey.
And we're out of here.